What's up, guys? So, just threw some steaks on the grill. I just wanted to show you guys this Dragon King 2 I've been playing around with. Finally got me a nice little lanyard on there. But this is the big thing, that aiming device. I hear a lot of people, ask questions about it, or like on the slingshot forum, I think I've seen one or two people ask questions about it. So, let me get these cracked open. Over there we've got my little GZK no-fall target bottle, like 3.5 meters away. We're going to pour some steels out right here. It's one good benefit of recycling pill bottles, is it will work as a small ammo holder and container. We're going to take this little straggler over here. We're going to set you guys up. Okay, you can kind of see the box over there. Right there. So, we're working with the sun going down over here, so it's kind of in my eyes. But I would like to explain the principle of this aiming device for those of who don't know or have questions about it. And just for the record, I'm running some 0.3 or 0.4 BSB, 3/4 tapered to a 9/16, and we're shooting, as you guys saw, those 3/8 steels or 9.5 steels. So, as with a lot of TTF, depending on your fork width and how you aim, as you guys can see, I've got a pretty wide little fork gap there. I don't have it with me, but it is fairly comparable to like the Scout as far as the outside widths. The outside fork widths of the Scout are about what I've made the inside fork widths of this. So, depending on how you aim, normally there's a aiming dimp or some kind of marker. You guys can see I've got a little line drawn on my bands because this one's flat. Well, if you look on there, on that side, it's pretty flat. There's a very thin line for an aiming dimp, but it's not very noticeable. So when you aim, you draw back and you put that aiming dimp on your target, under your target, you split the target with the aiming dimp, however you reference your frame, and then you release and shoot, hopefully hit your target. Well, nothing really changes with this really fancy sight. So basically all we're doing is when we cut a set of bands and we stick them on there, we'll take a couple shots, and figure out where our placement is without the sight, and then we add the sight on. And for regular target shooting at 10, 12 meters, if you guys can see that a height adjustment pin, I keep it all the way down for target shooting at like 10 to 12 meters, and it works pretty well. And if you look underneath, if you can see it, underneath those green dots, there's like a crossbar. And when you put your sight on, it's very important. I mark this line so that I know I'm putting the middle of my bands even with the middle of this fork tip. So then when I go to put on my sight, there's a little, you guys can see it, it's like a little metal T, and it comes down right under here, and that little metal piece right under that middle green dot is what I line up with that middle line and the line on my bands. So I know everything's lined up and in place. Let me check these steaks real quick. So then when I'm aiming, ideally at 10 to 12 meters, when I pull back, I don't use the green dot, I use that crossbar underneath, almost like the iron sights on a rifle. So I'll find my target, and to control, anchor hand movement, if you ever notice you get a little like wibbly wobbly or curviness, try to use a pattern to control that anchor hand movement. So you can raise it up real slow, or I know some people do like a figure 8. What I'll do is I'll set those green dots right underneath my target, and then as I aim, I just slowly raise it up, and the second the bottom of that iron T hits my target, I release and shoot. And generally will hit my target. So I'm going to back out of the way. You can see my target box right here, a little no-fall target, and we're going to take a crack at it. Boom, dead on the money. I actually turned the cap all the way around. Pretty sweet. So let's do that one more time. And it's the same thing. And the further out my targets go, so like I said, I'm at maybe 3.5 meters here. The further out my targets go, the closer to the green dot I get. So at about 10 to 12 meters, that middle green dot right there goes right on my target. And then pow, right on the money. Just some tips for that ALS TTF site. Hopefully can help you guys out. It's just what I figured out. Keep shooting. Till next time.